Money, power, war, and crime. These are the 4 topics YouTuber Jake Tran covers in his YouTube documentary channel, aptly named Jake Tran. The goal of this channel is to shed light onto the malpractices of big companies, powerful people, and corrupt governments. Recently though, if you can count almost a month ago recent, he has come under fire for endorsing the very schemes he criminalizes in many of his videos, sometimes even doing so in the same video. Although I and many people in his community have been aware that he's been doing this for months, as the comments on some of these videos will adamantly point out, I never thought to make a YouTube video about it until I saw the ones made by Jordan Steele and CoffeeZilla. They do a fantastic job of exposing the hypocrisy of Jake Tran in their respective videos that I'll hopefully remember to link in the description or put on screen right now. In a similar fashion to their videos, I'll be doing a deep dive into the history of Jake Tran and the controversy he's gotten himself into. The first video ever posted on his channel is called Web Development Career: How I Got $40 an Hour with No Degree, No Experience. Not much is really known about Jake Tran's personal life before this initial video, other than the fact that he dropped out of college 2 years in after taking this job, and that he had other channels before this one. This video honestly gives pretty decent advice on how to get a job in a very sought after career like web development, that basically amounts to don't be lazy and sell yourself to as many people as you can. That last point is going to become very important later on in the video. His next 2 videos follow a similar style. Jake Tran sitting in front of a camera giving you advice on how to market yourself to a company. But he wasn't just content in giving his viewers advice on how to be successful. He wanted to be successful himself, getting into day trading, an unsuccessful social media marketing business, and eventually YouTube. Going through his videos, you start to see that even early on and before his days on the platform, Jake Tran will do whatever it takes to make money, even if he doesn't explicitly tell that to his audience. That drive to be successful through any means necessary is what drives him. Jake Tran's first video to gain significant traction was titled "Dropshipping is a Horrible Business and You Shouldn't Do It." This is his first video to hit 1 million views, focusing on the business of dropshipping and how it works, through lots of stock photos and Jake Tran's familiar, soothing voice.
For example, if Mr. Beast opened up a dropshipping store with like fidget spinners or something, even though those aren't popular anymore, and he just slapped on his logo, he will probably make a lot of money.
This video exploded in popularity and showed Jake Tran that he should focus more on creating deep dive videos on business. One thing I hear a lot of YouTubers say is that Jake Tran's videos don't take a lot of time to make because all he uses are stock photos. And although I think that's partially true, using stock photos as clips does make the editing portion of a video 10 times easier, especially if you're reusing clips. I still think the idea that a video is easy to make discredits the time put into researching and scripting a video. I will say though, these videos do have a high view count to effort ratio that makes it more appealing to continue with this style of content, because although I know I just said that these videos look like they take a decent amount of time to make, let's be honest, they still do take far less time than a video made by say Turkey Tom or Memulous, who still have to find clips and bits of evidence for their videos, and have little animated characters to help make their channel more personable. Jake Tran found a style that worked for him, and allowed him to pump out content on a weekly basis. This is around the time I first started watching Jake Tran, and although I found the use of his stock images very cringe, and the fact that he would use the same or similar titles for different videos a little interesting, the things he would talk about opened my eyes to the true nature of businesses and governments, and shed light onto the dark corners of history. And to be honest, I just really liked his voice. Jake Tran has been churning out content for 2 years, with my favorite video of his being "I was afraid to post this video." Although the title of this video is very clickbaity and something that Jake Tran does a lot, the actual premise of the video is pretty interesting, detailing the true nature of the business of religion, or more accurately of Scientology. From the rehabilitation courses,
Scientologists continue for years paying for courses over and over again, until one day they wake up and realize that they've given the Church of Scientology $500,000.
to their way less than minimum wage labor.
In addition to the revenue, Scientology also has low expenses thanks to the exploits of free labor. Many Scientologists, like those in the Sea Org, work for free for decades.
The max I got paid, on a weekly basis was $50.
Sea Org workers take home something between 6 and 40 cents an hour.
Jake Tran leaves no stone unturned when exposing the dark corners of Scientology and what happens to the people who try to speak out against them.
You hear stories about people leaving Scientology, and you hear about them coming to your house and scaring you or threatening you.
This is part of the charm of the Jake Tran channel, especially when he covers topics that lean more towards expose. You feel like you're speaking out against something important, something worth looking over your shoulder for. This is further emphasized by the fact that he does something unique with his videos by speaking in the second person, referring to whatever evil business he's talking about as you, making the person watching feel like they're the leader of the scummy business.
What would you do if you could sell people life? What if you knew a cheap, simple drug like insulin could mean the difference between life and death for people with diabetes? If you were the manufacturer, would you produce this drug for as low of a price as possible, or take your chance to profit big time?
At the same time Jake Tran was fine-tuning his content, he was also building and growing his fan base. With an increase of subscribers comes an increase in revenue streams. Jake Tran already had his $5 course on how to land a $40 per hour job with no experience, and with the efficiency he was pumping out videos, he had a decent bit in terms of ad revenue, but he wanted more, so he started sponsoring his content. Now, normally there's nothing wrong with this. Many people sponsor their content, especially if they don't post as often or if their videos don't rake in as many views. Many people view taking sponsors as low, but honestly, as long as the sponsor is credible, there shouldn't be a problem. Something that Jake Tran followed. Keyword being followed. Up until recently, Jake Tran sponsors would be exclusively services like Brilliant or Skillshare, things that his subscribers could actually use. But more recently, he's been promoting services that are either shady, like promoting a debit card that allows you to accumulate credit.
Extra is the world's first debit card that helps you build your credits. Yes, you heard that right, a debit card that helps you build your credits. You can even earn reward points just like a real credit card, but minus the credit checks, interest, and risk of getting in debts.
Or services that are downright a scam. Sometimes even promoting a scam in the same video, like promoting the Cunning Wolf Society after talking about how shady the same business practices they're using are.
So it's really important when you're flipping and trading NFTs to really just give yourself an edge. And these data tools really just stack the deck in your favor because you have access to all of the information out there as quickly as possible and you're getting alerts. So if you guys were interested and you actually do want to check out this project and actually get access to this data tool, it's called Cunning Wolf Society and they're minting on January 6th. We're both advisors for them, so they have our cosign, and honestly, I think they're one of the biggest upcoming projects right now.
Jake Tran is literally the epitome of, if you can't beat him, join him. What he's doing is extremely scummy, promoting something that he knows is a scam to his audience, treating his audience like money bags instead of people, preferring to sell himself to the advertiser with the highest bidding, and becoming the very thing his channel stood against. The video that caused Jake Tran's audience to put their foot down was, oh, so it is all a scam. In this video, he talked about the shady practices of gambling, while at the same time being sponsored by a gambling website.
What if lottery psychology could be used to incentivize you to save money and build wealth, instead of keeping you poor? Well, that's where Yada comes in. A savings account that pays you interest and prizes, giving you a chance to win $10 million every single week. It's simple. The more money you save in your Yada account, the higher your odds of winning $10 million every single week.
This caused Jake Tran's viewers to lose a lot of respect for him, and CoffeeZilla to create a video exposing him, demanding answers as to what happened to his integrity, which Jake Tran responded to in a community post that reads as follows. What did you expect out of a channel that teaches you how to be evil, lol? Nice start, immediately blaming your viewers for your scummy practices, but he switches his tone when he says, in all seriousness, I put my heart and soul into making free premium videos. Every sponsor on this channel helps fund this channel so we can keep upping the quality and quantity. I want to take a bit of time to break this down. As I stated earlier, I don't doubt that he spends a good chunk of his time creating content for his community, but there are channels that produce similar content to his while not trying to shove bad products in your face. I will say though that he has invested the money gained from the videos back into his content, recently hiring a team. Jake Tran was originally doing all of the scripting, researching, and editing by himself, which is part of the reason why he hyper-focused on this simple style of content. But now with a team under his payroll, he has editors, which means he can post more efficiently. But this also means he isn't the one doing voiceovers anymore.
Some people had put their life savings into these accounts just to find that they had no way to use any of it. They couldn't withdraw money, they couldn't transfer it. It was as if any trace of their money had just disappeared.
Personally, and I know this is an opinion that many people share, if you're gonna have your name as the channel brand, at least record your own voiceovers. It's like if MatPat got someone else on his team to record the voiceovers for his own videos. It ruins the brand of the channel, and honestly, I like Jake Tran's voice better. You're not gonna be the right fit for every sponsor on this channel, and that's okay. So if you don't like the sponsors, skip the ads, don't buy for them, or unsubscribe from the channel, and let the people who are a right fit for the sponsor use them. I do agree with this point to an extent. You're gonna be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't skip the YouTube ads or sponsorship ad reads on a channel, unless you're driving or doing something that requires more attention. So I understand the viewpoint that if I don't like a sponsor, I'm just gonna skip the ad and not buy from them. It doesn't ruin my experience of his or any video that takes on a sponsorship in the slightest. It does though ruin my trust in his brand, because if he's willing to promote a gambling company, what else is he willing to promote? And what does that say about the company he's promoting? Unless that's the reason he's taking these sponsorships, to tell the viewers not to use the content he's sponsoring throughout the course of the video. And if that's the case, then props to him. I can't even be mad about it. I genuinely love and appreciate all my sponsors because they allow me to do this all for you guys. And most importantly, I love all of you more than you can ever realize. You've all changed my life in every way possible. If you truly loved your viewers, then you wouldn't promote scams to them. Just a thought. Also, you have other income streams. Your course, your ad revenue. Actually, thinking about it, his CPM must be awful because of the topics and the content he produces. Either way, he still has a membership program where he gives his channel members access to exclusive videos on content that would instantly be demonetized if he posted it publicly for $5 a month. I think he has the ability to be a bit more picky on the sponsors he endorses in his channel, especially since he's shown that he can endorse products that his subscribers can actually use. Lots of cool stuff coming as usual. We're gonna push forward as usual. I apologize for nothing. Stay dangerous. I gotta respect the confidence it takes to promote scams and still think you haven't done something wrong. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I didn't really believe in that quote until I saw the Jake Tran channel. The disrespect he shows to his viewers by shoving classes, memberships, and scams in their face is just downright evil. Especially when you endorse scams in the same video where you're shedding light on their devilish practices. That's just hypocritical. And his fanbase agrees, seeing as he's been losing subscribers at a pretty noticeable pace. Although I'd be surprised if this controversy hurts his channel as much as it did his reputation. If you made it to the Watch to the End Club, you obviously like my content. So give the video a like and subscribe while you're down there too. Leave a comment down below to tell me who or what I should cover next. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.